Today we're gonna test out fly sprays.
In this video, we're going to do a test. We're going to compare conventional fly sprays with herbal fly sprays.
We'll do some homemade recipes, also a natural fly spray you can buy at the store, and a conventional fly spray that you could buy at Tractor Supply.
Here, swallowed a fly. Here's how this test is going to work. We will film the cows first before spraying them so you can see the flies on them currently. We'll use a super slow motion camera so we can count the flies.
Then I'll brush Ladybug, make sure any debris, loose hair, manure is off of her, and I'll spray her all over with a fly spray.
We're going to check the cows instantly after we've sprayed them, and then we will check them at 5 minutes, 15 minutes, a half hour, an hour. Each time filming with super slow motion so we can count how many flies are on the cows.
We know this isn't super scientific, we're not in a lab doing this.
We understand that a more scientific study would include a lot more animals, a lot more control as far as the elements go. We are not professing to be super scientific. There are great studies already done on this that have found great data. This is just a test we're doing on our homestead and sharing with you.
Let's go.
Let's spray some cows.
I'm gonna brush them to get all the loose hair, the debris, any poop that's on her legs, because the flies are attracted to that poop. I'm gonna give everybody a clean slate to start off with. This is a recipe we had recommended to us. It's from Art and Bree's channel on YouTube. So Art and Bree's fly spray recipe. That's the benefit of a spray that just has essential oils, vinegar, a little dish soap, and cooking oil is that I can spray it on myself. You want some too?
Oh yeah.
Flies are awful. It's a hot day. They're so awful today. Now this is not going to kill any of the flies. It will just be repelling them. Initially that clears all the flies. All the flies are gone now. So we're gonna set the timer for 5 minutes.
Timer started for 5 minutes. Let's see what happens. There's a giant horsefly right where he was. Kay sprayed and sprayed and sprayed him. He's already back on there. It's still under the 5 minute mark. Okay, 5 minutes is up. Now to put 10 minutes on the timer, that'll be the 15-minute mark. Counting down, let's go observe the first 5 minutes. Turn that water off, babe.
We're at 5 minutes and we've started to see the flies are congregating again on the legs. At 15 minutes now, checking to see how many flies there are. There's about as many flies on her now as there were before we sprayed. 24 hours later, the first fly spray we used seems like it's totally worn off. There's a ton of flies on everybody. Now this is fly spray number 2. I'm gonna call this my guns blazing spray. Basically what I did, I looked at the majority of fly spray recipes that are on the internet that are said, you know, guaranteed to repel flies, and plus some that researchers have done, the essential oils that researchers have used and have proven to be effective, and I threw them in one bottle. We're gonna do the same thing that we did yesterday. We're gonna brush, spray, then every 5, 15, 30 minutes we're gonna check. Honestly, one thing I noticed yesterday was as soon as I brushed her, she had less flies on her. So as far as just cow ownership, if you want to see less flies, keep your cows clean. That's why they had a little mud spot back there, but I totally blocked them off from accessing. One, because it can be a way to introduce mastitis into the udder if they're laying in that. Another reason is if they get all gunky and mucky, it really attracts the flies. The initial spray, we don't see any flies on her. One thing I noticed was when the agricultural universities were doing their studies on natural fly repellents, like using essential oils, they used larger amounts of essential oils other than just drops. So for this spray, I put in like teaspoon and tablespoon amounts of essential oils, along with mineral oil, which was different than the recipe yesterday, so we'll see if there's any difference.
All right, there's the timer. Timer is done. Now we're gonna set this for 10 minutes and we're going to observe how many flies are on her. So at about 5 minutes here, we have about 1 or 2 flies that will land. Okay, the timer's done. Now we're going to set the next timer for another 15 minutes to give us our half-hour mark, and we're going to see what the flies are like on her right now. Been a half hour, we're going to take a close look and see what we got. She has very thin flies.
We're gonna go check now. We're at 1 hour after application. Full 24 hours after, my guns blazing, essential oil fly spray, and the flies are as bad as they were yesterday. So the spray definitely doesn't last more than 24 hours. Today we're going to try fly spray number 3, which is an essential oil fly repellent you can buy at Tractor Supply. We'll see if they put something in it that's a little different than any of the homemade versions. We're going to get a slow motion of the flies that are on her now. Brush her off and then spray her up. After the initial spray, there are no flies on her.
Because they're all on me. All right, we're gonna set the timer. See you in 5. 5 minutes is up. I'm gonna set the timer for 10 now and go see how many flies are on her. Mark II. We do have a rainstorm coming, so we're gonna hopefully be able to beat out the rainstorm for this one. Let's see how it did at the 15-minute mark.
Today is fly spray number 4, the conventional fly spray you would buy from your farm supply store. This from Tractor Supply. It's Flies X. This is an insecticide, which means it's different than the ones made with essential oils or apple cider vinegar. This will kill the flies. It has pyrethrins in it, or pyrethrins. They're actually made from a chrysanthemum flower. They're derived from that. Pyrethrin alone would be allowable if you're an organic farmer, organic milker. This specific one would not be approved for an organic dairy though, because it's got the piperonal butoxide, which kind of helps the pyrethrins to kill the flies. The pyrethrin itself would knock the fly down, but some flies could come back from that. The piperonal butoxide doesn't let them recover from it as fast, so that the pyrethrin can actually kill them. All right, so I have this spray in this bottle because this bottle stopped working. So it's this.
All right, we're gonna set the timer for 5 minutes and see what happens. Okay, timer's done. We're gonna set the timer for 10 minutes now so we can get that 15-minute mark, and we're gonna check to see what's on Lady. It was interesting because there was a horsefly, or maybe it was a hornet. Did you see a horsefly? I saw a hornet.
I saw horsefly.
We saw a horsefly that was flying around her but wouldn't land. This is the first spray that we've seen deter a horsefly. The horseflies didn't seem to mind the natural stuff. So we'll keep an eye on her. Timer's done. Now I'll set it to 15 minutes to give us the half hour. Like each leg has about 2 flies on it. Nothing on the side really, maybe 1 or 2. Okay, we're just about done with our half-hour test on the conventional stuff. 10 seconds left here. So we're gonna reset this timer for a half hour so we can get it at an hour. And for what I'm seeing right now, there's like a fly or 2 on each leg. I think so far this has definitely been the longest lasting of the fly sprays. Okay, that's been a half hour. We're gonna wait till the hour mark and come back out and check her. There was about 1 to 2 flies each leg and 1 to 2 on her side. We're all done. The longest lasting fly spray was the conventional fly spray. Probably no big surprise there. But that doesn't mean natural fly sprays don't have their place.
No, I feel like I really like having them around the barn, because if my cow comes in and she's covered with flies before milking, I don't want her standing there being irritated by biting flies, stomping and swishing her tail. I can spray her with the essential oil-based fly sprays, and the flies will stay away for the 10 minutes that I need to milk. And I don't mind spraying it with my face all up and close up against her, and I don't mind any of the overspray either.
While we were filming this video, we sprayed ourselves a ton with the natural fly sprays, not something we were willing to do with the more conventional fly spray.
When I go and leave the cows out after milking, and I know they're gonna be up in the field all day, most of the night, until the next morning, I'll spray them with the pyrethrin or permethrin spray, because the flies are awful, and I don't want them to be miserable and to get any fly spread diseases from the flies biting them so much. I like to give them a little bit of relief during the day.
But when we're milking in the milk parlor or working up close quarters, we like to reach for the more natural sprays, and you can find a use for both of them too, for sure.
The essential oil sprays all smell really nice.
One thing we noticed, the homemade fly sprays worked as good or better than the purchased natural fly spray. If you are going to go the natural route, you're probably better off finding some ingredients, putting together your own. We'll link below to Art and Bree's recipe so you can check out their video and follow their recipe like we did.
Fly control is one of those things that does come down to management. So it's not one size is going to fit all. Different fly sprays will work better in different areas. Also, a lot of it has to do with cleanliness of the cows, of the area where they are. And next year we'll be working with some fly predators to see if we can help control the flies a little better that way too.
We've also noticed our Muscovy ducks are attacking the fly population here, and we can do more experiments in the upcoming year. If you have any ideas of how to do better experiments on flies or any ideas you'd like us to test, leave the comment below. And as we come into next year's fly season, we'll do a whole new series of experimental videos as we continue to wage wars on flies here at our homestead. Did you find this video helpful? Do you think it was worth $1? Become a Homesteady Pioneer, and for just $0.25 per episode, you help support our show, and in return, you get access to bonus content, discounts on homesteading things you're already wanting to buy, and even a members-only forum. You can learn more by clicking here. We thank you so much. We cannot produce this show without the help of Homesteady Pioneers and those who shop through our amsteady.com URL before shopping at Amazon.